right, folks, here we go. Big storm in southwestern Oklahoma continues to spin faster and faster and faster. And this is the beginning of our long afternoon full of severe weather. Trackers are out, all now spanning into western and southwestern Oklahoma here. Let's go to Hank Brown, and there's his shot. There's the lowering. This is the beginning. This is a wall cloud developing. Hank's closing in fast now. This is the big rain-free base. This is a large rotating thunderstorm. And Hank, you can now see what's going to be the beginning of the wall cloud there. There it is. Give us an update on what it's doing right now, if you can actually see it spinning from left to right.
Yeah, David, it's kind of just a broad-scale rotation right now, but it has worked its way down to the base of the storm. Right now, this has sucked another storm into it, another shower into it, so it's kind of cycling a little bit. We are just west of Duke right now looking at this, so it looks like it's just about over Highway 62 right now, moving to the north-northeast. Looks like it's going to go just west of Duke. David, back to you.
Okay, all right, great job there, Hank and Patty. Stay with it. You can see the left side of the wall cloud beginning to form, the right side beginning to form. We have some scud developing in here. This is going to be pulled in. This will attach. This will eventually attach. What's happening is right now, from here above, it's spinning, right? And the pressure is getting lower. It's an area of low pressure. Pressures continue to get lower, all right? And as they get lower, this will continue to get lower as well. You'll see the base get a little bit lower. The wall cloud begins to form. And then from that is where we will get, well, we hope not, but this is where we're going to get that tornado, okay? If it's going to happen. It's going to be right here. And Hank's looking right at it. There's the right side. There's the left side. This whole thing is spinning right now from left to right. And it's spinning really, really fast at the base of the cloud up, all right? And then it's working its way down to the ground. And that's when you get the tornado. All it is that supercell reaching down and touching the ground. And that's what we see is that tornado. Hopefully won't do it, but conditions are very favorable today for tornadoes. Okay, let's go to the weather computer. Tornado watch. Again, until 8 o'clock tonight. It basically includes the West Metro, Highway 81 to the west, and this is just the first storm of many that we're going to have today in western Oklahoma. All right, so here it is, one big, large storm. I want to point out there are new storms now developing up to the north of this that are going to be rotating as well. But this is the big show west of Duke. Hank's coming in here right now, and look at the hook on this thing, man. I'm telling you, this thing is really wrapped up. Shear rate continues to increase. Let's zoom in here a little bit closer, and let's see if we can. Let's go ahead. And there's Duke. Shear rate now crossing Highway 62. Pretty intense right there. That's the area of spin that's headed across Highway 34. It's going to go on top or just barely southeast of Mangum. You folks in Mangum are still going to get a hailstorm, but the tornado threat is either going to be on or probably pretty close to Mangum. We can't call it quite yet. Mangum, you are still, though, easily in the line of fire. All right, so there's that area of spin down here, and again, it continues to get stronger. This is maximum rotation. Only on News 9 you'll see this product, and there it is, getting tighter with that. And velocity data, you have the green up against the red. These colors continue to get brighter, which means the winds are getting stronger to the southwest of Duke and west of Duke right now. So a storm track on this. Let's go to that real quick. Let's take a look. There it is. Looking at Mangum at 159, Willow 213, Rocky 240, Burns Flat 250, Bessie 3 o'clock. And we are tracking that storm carefully. Could produce a tornado again over the next half hour. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised. All right, folks, here we go. That didn't take very long. Tornado warning. We said it would happen, and it's happening. We're talking about this storm is about ready to produce a tornado. I'm looking at Hank's shot. It's not on the ground. Control room, let's go ahead and put Hank's shot up. There it is right there. That's the wall cloud. Remember, we did a cut-in 5 minutes ago. What it looked like then, it was ragged. It was kind of broken apart. Not anymore. They've now morphed into one. We have one continuous lowering. There's the wall cloud, and it's spinning. It's spinning. I'm looking at the right side of it. Yeah, that's spinning. That's spinning. Okay, so here it is right here. Okay, I want to point out, Oklahoma City, there's nothing moving our way right now. Okay, we have at least several hours into the afternoon before any of this will threaten central Oklahoma. The show will hang, at least for a while, across northwestern, western, and southwestern Oklahoma. Okay, so let's just be clear about that. Okay, let's zoom on in. Look at the hook, folks. Look at the hook. Look at the Screaming Eagle. This is a classic, large supercell. And look at there. Well, you folks in Mangum, you're going to get a damaging hailstorm, tennis ball size hail. There's going to be a lot of big hail out of this, all right, and damaging winds. But look at the hook down here. Screaming Eagle wraps around, that's the beak. You never want to be where the beak is, all right? Simply put, when you see a storm like this. This thing is spinning like a top. Look at Hank's shot. We'll go to him here in just a second. Okay, so it's moving northeast, folks. It's going, it could turn right, but right now, if you live in Blair, if you live in Duke, let's go to Hank and get an update. Let's quickly go to Hank. Hank, it's turning. It looks like it's going to produce a tornado at any time. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, it's really, really ramped up. It's spinning. You can see the whole rotation here. We've zoomed in just a little bit to see if we see any debris, but I'm going to back out here just a second. You can see this whole wall cloud spinning. We've got a funnel about halfway to the ground that's just rotating around. This looks like it's going to be just west of Duke. I am on some country roads up here, just the east side of Duke, looking back to the west. You can see that it's really, really gotten better organized. You can see back out a little bit. You can see the rain curtains are starting to wrap around the backside. So that's exactly what we do not want to happen. We don't want this to become a rain wrap tornado if it decides to tornado. But right now, David, that funnel is spinning, and it's probably halfway to the ground right now, David. Back to you.
Okay. All right, Hank, we're going to keep your shot up here. Okay. We're going to scoot it to the left part of the screen. Be prepared to go on. Hank, are you looking? Let me ask you a question, Hank. Yeah, I was going to say, get in a better position where you can see what's over that hill, because you're going to see okay.
I'm going to my next road.
Yeah.
So,
yep, you're good.
Throw it on the dome cam. So they're taking us live. Throw it on dome cam.
Okay, yeah, we're taking you live right now. Okay, let's leave his shot up, and let's go back to velocity data here. Let's go back to computer control room. Let's go to computer, and here it is. This is Duke. That's what you're looking at right there. That's where the tornado is going to be. It's not on the ground yet. It's close. It's going to produce a tornado, okay? It's going to be on or just north of Duke. My opinion is it's going to pass just barely north of Duke. It's right here. But it's not going to miss Duke by much. Sirens are going off in Duke. If you live in Duke or north of town, if you live in Duke or north of Duke, you need to go to your safe spot right now. Lowest level, center part of the house. If you're a child at home, turn the TV up as loud as you can and go to that safe spot in your house, okay? If you have a storm shelter, above ground, below ground, go there, okay? No problems. But if you don't have either above ground or below ground storm shelter, center part of the house, lowest level, center part of the house, interior closet, interior bathroom. If you're a child at home, go there now. Turn the TV up. Take your phone. Watch this on News 9, right? All right? We're streaming live right now, okay, on Facebook and on news9.com. Watch this live. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to Hank. Tornado on the ground. Let's go to Hank. There it is, Hank. Didn't take long. Give us an update. Wow. Tornado on the ground.
Yeah, you can see it, David. Tornado on the ground. Go ahead and put it on the mount, Patty. Right here, it's going to be just to the north of Duke. It's well north of 62, probably 3 or 4 miles north of 62. We're coming in from the east side of it. If you can see where my position is, I'm going to be northeast of Duke a few miles. So right now, this is out in open field. It's going to be southwest Martha, and it's going to be southwest of Mangum. But David, it's growing. It's getting to be a bigger tornado. So Mangum, you need to be getting ready.
Yes.
This is gonna, if it comes your way, this could be a damaging tornado.
Absolutely.
It's gotten big fast. Normally tornadoes, David, they don't get big this fast. This one's getting big very quickly. It's not taking long to ramp up. I'm going to stop up on top of this hill to give you a shot so you can get a look at it.
Okay.
But you can see that it's becoming rain wrap now. It's actually,
Okay.
You can see the funnel. You can't see the condensation funnel all the way to the ground anymore. You see that big bowl lowering in my shot. You can see the rain curtain wrapping around it. So it's becoming a rain wrap tornado, David.
Well, and Hank, that's exactly what, it's worse, obviously, having it rain wrap. There's the tornado. Hank's going to stop. His picture here will straighten up. Again, this is the tornado on the ground. We're bringing this to you live.
Okay, and, right there's the debris on the ground.
There's the debris cloud right here. Hey, Hank. Yeah, Hank, there you go. Position your shot. There you go. Here's the debris on the ground. The tornado, the cone is hanging above. This is on the ground. Hank, hold your shot steady just for a second.
We just had to throw the camera back on the mount. So here we go. You can see this whole thing is a tornado, David. Wow. This is going to turn into a big rain wrap tornado. This is a lot like Elk City was Saturday or the other day.
Yeah, and Hank, and here's the deal. It's going to be a wide tornado, okay? Here's the left side. Here's the right side. Folks, you can see the rain. See the rain wrapping around the tornado. This is on the ground. See that in here? Looks kind of fuzzy. That's the tornado on the ground. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not, because it is, okay? And then it's pulling the rain around the mesocyclone, and it's rapidly rotating around the tornado. That's the rain. We don't want it to get cut off so that we lose it. If we do lose it, we have radar, we have trackers, we know exactly where it is, even though we might lose it visibility. But that is a large and now becoming a larger tornado on the ground in southwestern Oklahoma. Look at that, folks. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield. Let's go back to velocity data, and then we'll go back to Hank. There it is. Look how tight that is. Boom. The green up against the red. No doubt about it. That's the tornado northwest of Duke. Hank's right here. That's his GPS. That's his shot, okay? That's Hank's GPS. That's his shot. There's the tornado on the ground. This is going to be right now, it's not a violent tornado. It's not. But it's a tornado, no doubt about it. It's a low-end tornado at this point. But what scares me is that it's a wide, broad area of spin. And when they start off like that, they end like that. And that's not good. That's exactly what we don't want. And this is what we've been talking about the last several days, about having possibly some large and or violent tornadoes. So there it is, northwest of Duke. You folks in Duke, keep praying. But you did the right thing, and it missed you, okay? It missed you. It's north of town.
Now, David.
Say again?
It's approaching Highway 34
yep.
right now.
Yep. 34 is right here. So if you know anybody traveling south down to Duke or trying to head out of Duke on Highway 34, it's going to cross Highway 34. Don't do it. Don't do it. Tornado's right here. Let's go to Max Rott. Let's see what it looks like. I just want to see what it looks like on Max Rott. There it is. Boom. Okay. There it is. Look at that. There it is. That's the tornado right there. All right. And that's the tornado right there in Hank's shot. All right, so let's do a storm track on this. We're doing a storm track on, let's do a storm track. Control room, let's go to Pathfinder. Let's go to Pathfinder, and we've done a storm track. And I'll tell you what, let's lapse this for me. Storm track on this. That's pretty good. Okay, right now, Mangum, you're going to get the large and damaging hail. Mangum, large and damaging hail. The tornado, if I live in Mangum, I'm going to my safe spot. Okay, I'm going to my safe spot if I live in Mangum. There's a chance that it stays or just barely misses Mangum to the east, but I wouldn't go to Vegas on that. Do not do that. If you live in Mangum, okay, at 218, if you live in Granite at 230, Lake Altus 230, Lone Wolf 238, Rocky 258, Burns Flat 309, Cordell 312. And this is going to be a long track tornado. You folks in Hobart and Cordell, yes, Cordell, Hobart, anywhere inside this cone, okay? You need to be thinking about what to do. It's moving northeast at 40 to 45 miles per hour. It's moving fast. It's moving fast, okay? Next tornadic supercell is going to come out of northwest Texas, and that's going to come into southwestern Oklahoma. Okay, let's go back to Hank. Hank, we have your shot back up. We've had it up. We're giving you a quick update here. And again, Hank, it looks like it's still on the ground, at least intermittently, off and on. What do you think? Give us an update.
Yeah, David, I don't see a well-defined cone anywhere. What we do see is these really intense rotation in the rain curtains here. You can see them ripping from left to right and that south to north. You can see there's a bit of a triangle bowl there at that lowering, and so there's going to be intermittent tornado. Boy, it's really wrapping up now. Here, the rain curtains had cleared out, and I was getting a little better visibility under it. I didn't see it on the ground any longer, but now, as you can see, just under that bowl shape there, that it's really wrapped up. The rain curtains are wrapping around. I cannot see if it's on the ground or not.
It's turning right. Hey, Hank, we're sorry, I didn't mean to talk over there, buddy. We're just looking at radar here. This thing is trying to turn right, and I'm not.
I agree with you.
Okay, and here's the deal. I'm not, it could wobble back to the left. You know that, but right now it's making more of a right turn, so that's going to put Blair, Martha, in the line of fire with this, and there's the cone, and I promise you, underneath that, this thing is on the ground right now. If it's not by much. We've already had it on the ground. You saw it live on the ground when the cone went all the way. But here's our problem. See how it's beginning to wrap in rain? See, this whole thing is being shrouded in rain. Hey, Hank, back out of your shot for just a second.
Back out.
Yeah, back out. I just want to show the people at home.
Okay.
There's the cone. See the slot we always talk about? That's where the dry air cuts in around this thing, right? The mesocyclone, and you get the dry slot coming in, or the clear slot. That's the tornado right there. To the left.
The cone is becoming better defined. I can tell the cone is halfway to the ground. It's going to be on the ground again. Patty, zoom that back in. Yeah, I can look through the rain curtains in the cage there, and I can see that cone is reaching at least 3/4 of the way to the ground.
Yeah, let's see.
So it's on the ground. It looks like I see debris on the ground.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of stuff in there, but it looks like I can see
Yeah, there
dirt
it
and
is.
trees and things like that making the funnel all the way to the ground, the condensation funnel.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
This is just to my northwest, just northwest of my location. It's probably about straight north of Duke, 4 or 5 miles, and it's going to be still to the southwest, west-southwest of Martha. I'm in between Duke and Martha, north of 62, a couple of miles.
Right.
And I'm looking to my northwest. It looks like the whole storm looked like it was coming east, and now it looks like it may be wobbling a little bit more to the northeast, David.
Yep,
so,
I agree, Hank. I agree. You made a right turn, and now it's going back to left. Hank, hang on just a second.
Wow,
we're going to do
look at that.
Hang on. We're going to do a radar update. Let's go back to radar control room. Keep his picture up over here if we can, though, okay? Let's not lose. There we go. Perfect. Let's keep that shot up. Okay, so large supercell tornado continues on the ground. You're thinking, that doesn't look like it's on the ground. All right, the pressures have not lowered enough yet for the cloud to reach the ground. But once the pressures become low enough, well, it already did it earlier, but that will strengthen. That cone's going to go back to the ground, I promise you, okay? But right now, there is debris on the ground. You can see it. You can see the debris on the ground right underneath the cone, and there's your storm track. And I want to point out, I'll tell you what, guys, let's make the cone a little bit wider. Let's make it a little bit wider. Tornadoes becoming more visible. Let's make it a little bit wider. You folks in Hobart, as far south as Martha and Blair, need to watch this, okay? This is a tornado on the ground. This tornado, it's been pretty intense. It could get a lot stronger. Hank's going to turn around, get back in position. And these are some of your cities. Mangum, 217. Now, the tornado itself is going to go east of Mangum. It's going to go east of Mangum, all right? Granite, 234, which is going to be right up in here. Granite, you are in the line of fire at this point. Back down to Lake Altus. Lone Wolf, 242. Hobart, 3 o'clock, okay? Dill City, 308. Burns Flat, 311. This is going to be a long-track tornado. It's going to be a long-track tornado. It's going to be in the ground, at least off and on, for a while. Maybe an hour, maybe longer, all right? Look at the cone now. Let's go back to Hank. Hank, there it is. Condensate, like we said, would go back down to the ground. It's doing it right now. Check it out. Wow.
Yep. All the way to the ground. The rain curtains have opened up. Let me see into the cage a little bit. And, David, you can see hey, back up just a hair. It's all the way to the ground. It's a large tornado. It kind of is taking on, it's either because I'm so close to it or it's in its life cycle, it's taking on a rope out.
Okay.
So hopefully it's getting ready to die. You can really see the rotation up and down the column, similar to when tornadoes rope out. So it looks like this circulation may be dying. The rain core may have cut it off. But for right now, it's still doing damage on the ground. Back out and give them a whole shot so things right there. There you go.
There you go,
so,
Hank. There you go.
Still see it all the way to the you've seen them. Seen 1,000 tornadoes. It's a tornado in southwest Oklahoma out in the middle of nowhere. So,
at least
there's a new wall cloud forming just to the east. So that is what happened. The rain core, there it's on the ground again. The rain core occluded this circulation, or is in the process of occluding or cutting off this circulation. And there's a new wall cloud forming just to the east of it. And I can see what looks like the start of a wall cloud. I said funnel, I'm sorry, a new updraft base with a wall cloud just to the east of this tornado. But this tornado is still doing damage, even though it looks like it's at the later stages of its life cycle. It's still on the ground. It's still doing damage. It's still pretty good size. I mean, you can tell for sure that it's not dying right now. I mean, it might be weakening. Well, it looks like it's strengthening again now. It's getting bigger again, David. So
hey,
as it continues,
just real quick, I just want to explain at home. This looks like what we call an elephant tornado. The motion in this is pretty fast, at least an EF2, okay? An EF2 probably, give or take. That's going to be an EF2 tornado, winds 100 to 130 miles per hour. And we know what an EF2 will do. We know what it did to Elk City the night before last. This is not near as wide as the Elk City tornado, obviously. But this is a fairly narrow cone all the way to the ground. And the condensate's all the way to the ground. So, we say that it's not in a city proper, but there are a lot of people that had farms, that have homes out here. And those are the people we're talking to right now. Okay, and look at this thing. It did try to rope out, and it's still roping out some, but obviously you can clearly see the tornado there. Let's keep Hank shot up. We'll go back to him in just a second. Let's go back to radar, and let's back out just a bit before we go to Pathfinder. Let's go back to Storm Shield. Control room, let's go back to Storm Shield. And here it is. There's the rotation. Crossing Highway 34 right now. Okay, moving to the northeast. Crossing 34 right now. Look at the tornado. There it is. That in your screen is that right there, okay? Substantial tornado, EF2. If that hits something, I promise you that's going to do EF2's damage, okay? And look how smooth it is. Look how laminar the cone is. Look how smooth it is. Very, very good sign that it is a fairly intense, strong tornado.
David, that's about 3.5 to 4 miles north of Duke.
Yep, and there's Duke. There's downtown Little Duke right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 miles north of Duke, tornado crossing Highway 34. Okay, let's back out just a bit. Let's go to reflectivity. I want to point out what's going on in western Oklahoma. There's nothing else tornadic. Look at that. Wow. There's nothing tornadic to the north. We have this next storm going on. We need to think about when we get Alan in here of keep an eye on this storm down here, guys. Where's Vaughn? How close is Vaughn Castor coming in from the east? He's okay. All right. He's almost there. We got to get him west. Okay, look at it roping out. It's in the dying state now. It's dying. Hank, looks like it's roping out now. It's dying. It's doing a quick death.
Okay,
give us an update.
So move it. Yeah, David, and this is why payne to the north. This is why that tornado just died. It just lifted. We saw the cascading dirt falling to the ground, which is indicative that it's a dying tornado, and that's why you can see the new lowering just to the east of that is taking over now. So the rain core has occluded and killed this tornado. So now the circulation is just a little bit further to the east. There's two areas, David. I'm going to back way out so you can see. Here on the left side of my screen.
Hang on, Hank, real quick. Zoom back in. The left tornado's gone, okay? This is a cyclic tornado. This is how they do. They're born, they produce a tornado, these storms, and then that area of circulation goes away, and then their life cycle, they do it again, okay? It's a cyclic tornadic supercell. Hank, is there, I thought I saw what looked like maybe a little area of debris on the ground.
No, it's rain.
It's just rain?
Core. Yeah, move to the right, showing that. So there's two areas that are taken over, and that area is a rain shaft is what that is. It's not a debris.
Okay, I was looking at that right there. Just want to make sure. Okay, because it's in a pretty good spot. Okay, but what's going to happen is the old mesocyclone is going away. This is going to be the new mesocyclone, new area of spin. It's happening right now, and this will, once again, I think, probably produce another tornado. So we've had one cycle so far today. We've had one cycle, and we're probably going to get a cycle 2. And often, the cycle 2 is much stronger than cycle 1, that's just how it works, all right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I've seen that happen a lot. The first one is bad. The second one is worse, okay? All right, Hank's going to get back in position, and he's in position. He's right there. He's going to get back in position on the roadways here. Let's go back to Storm Shield control room, and Bobby Payne's closing in on this storm here. Marty Logan up in Woodward closing in on the Arnett storm. All right, and these storms are all going to become severe, and I think there's a real good chance that several more of these storms produce more tornadoes. Okay, and
west of El Dorado, that storm west of El Dorado on the Red River.
Yeah, it's looking very, very impressive. I see Jim's up. We got Jim. Jim's almost there. Jim's almost there. Okay, we're going to be in a good spot here in just a second. Okay, so Bobby Payne headed west. Marty's coming southwest. Darren going west. Val's coming in. Darren's going to come up with this line. So the storms near Arnett and Cheyenne right now, they're not severe. Hey, I want to talk about Elk City. Rain, yes, coming into Elk City. I know lots of roofs still open. I know it's just a mess, okay? But here comes the rain now. It's now over Elk City. It's nothing tornadic. It's not tornadic, but it's coming in from the south and from the southwest. All right? So keep that in mind. It's nothing tornadic in Elk City, but we need to watch this storm coming in over you. The only tornadic supercell we have is this one, and soon to be this one. That's the one that's going to be next. That's the one that's going to be next. And then these, I think, will get in on the game a little bit later. These as well will begin to turn, and we'll probably get some tornadoes out of these, okay? All right? So you folks you're thinking, Arnett, nothing going on. Yeah, there is. It's developing right now, just a little bit later to the north. These are all tiny supercells. Okay, let's go back to southwestern Oklahoma. And again, nothing in Oklahoma City, nothing threatening Oklahoma City right now at all. At all. Not right now. This is to our west. But once again, these are long track storms, and this could be a long track tornado that makes its way through Kiowa County. It could go into southern and southeastern Ouachita County, and then this thing could come into Caddo County. Okay? Caddo County, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention. Ouachita County, you need to be paying attention over the next hour or so. In Kiowa County, it's knocking on your back door, all right, and it's coming in. Okay, let's go back down to southwestern Oklahoma here. Take a look at this storm. Big, big supercell. There's the hook. That's the old hook. And what's happening is now we're going to get this new hook to develop. All right? That's in Hank's shot. That's a new area of circulation. We've already had that one tornado. And if we can get that video rack back up here, we'll show that again to the viewers at home, what we had off and on with that tornado. If we can get that video ready and edited. Okay, so there's that circulation right there. And again, that's the new hook developing. Let's go to velocity data. We need to keep an eye on these two features right here. Yep, there you go. There's the old right there, and then this is going to be the new. 2 areas of spin right there, okay? Right back in here, 2 areas of spin. And it's reorganizing right now, Alan Brosey's coming in from the east, and Hank's right here looking off to his north-northwest. Let's go back to Hank and get an update. Hank, that new area of circulation getting tighter, wall cloud beginning to drop a little lower to the ground. Nothing on the ground right there, but we're probably going to end up with another tornado, Hank, don't you think?
Yeah, David, I do think this is just like what you said, the new circulation. It was further east than the original tornado. I am out on 1620 and north 1960 road for folks that live out here. So, and I'm looking back to the northwest. It's going to be probably due west of Martha at this time. It's moved well north of Duke. It's probably 4 or 5 miles, maybe 6 miles north of Duke. And you can see right there, I don't have that real prevalent wrapping rain curtain anymore, so we can actually get some visibility and see it. You can look right up in it. We're looking to the northwest, and you can look right up in it and see the rotation on this new wall cloud that's now formed just to the east and northeast of where the original tornado died, David.
Okay, all right, Hank, great job. And this is the beginning of the second tornado of the day. This is that second area of circulation. It's starting out just like the first one did. Area of circulation, right side of the wall cloud developing here. We have the clear slot in the back. This is going to be some dry air working its way back in, and this will spell tornado genesis now down in southwestern Oklahoma. All right, so again, this is going to be north of Duke, northeast of Duke, and this will probably produce another tornado. All right, just like this storm did for 10 to 15 minutes off and on. We had it live on the air, brought it to you live.
David, it's now lifted out of Jackson County. It's now in Greer County. Yep,
great. Let's do it. Let's go back to, by the way, we've got Alan Brosey. Alan's got a great shot of it. He's just to the east now, so we have it covered. We have 2 people on this storm, all right? Largest team of trackers in the entire country. That's what we can do, all right? We bring in our sister station, Channel 6's chasers from Tulsa. We double up on every storm. We bring down both choppers, and we go after every storm, okay? Because they're all dangerous, and they can all hurt people, all right? So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so here you go. There's Hank looking back to the northwest. Alan is right here on the south sides of the, on the south and southeast sides of the hail core. He's just north of Blair. If you live in Blair, you need to go to your safe spot. I know officially you're not in the polygon warning. I don't care. If you're in Blair, you need to go to your safe spot right now. Lowest level, center part of the house. Lowest level, center part of the house, okay? And if you're a child at home, you need to turn the TV set up or take your phone if you're watching a streaming, and you need to go to that safe spot, okay? If you live, I really be honest with you, in Blair or just a few miles west of Blair, you need to go to your safe spot, okay? Because this is going to produce another tornado. And if it lives north of Blair, no big deal. All right, we're fine. That's great news. But right now, if you live in Blair to Lake Altus, you need to watch this, okay? Let's go to Alan Brosey. Let's take Alan's shot, control room, and we'll get a quick update from Alan Brosey. Let's check in with him. Alan, you're right there looking right at it. Circulation getting stronger. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, it's lowered in the last couple of minutes. We've actually seen a couple more funnels off of this circulation. Very hazardous situation right now for people in Blair. Up to the Mangum area. We saw a bad wreck over here just north of our location and had to advise troopers that we've got a tornado on the ground coming to their location. So everybody in this area, if you're watching or listening, yeah, you need to heed your tornado precautions right now. David, the lowering is actually it's increased twice its lowering height over the last 5 minutes right now, and it's cranking up again. We can see a lot of rotation. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Great job, Alan. Stay with it. Stay right with it. And keep out ahead of this thing. All right, let's go to Hank, and let's take Hank's shot, control room. Hank, go ahead. You're on. We have your shot. Give us an update.
David, I can see the column all the way up into the cloud base. This is over halfway to the ground. It looks like just that little lowering hanging out there in the shot. That is not it. That is just the tip I can see the shaft going all the way back up into the cloud base. David, if it's not on the ground, it's very close to being on the ground right now.
All right, Hank, here's the deal. Looking at your shot, I see that little tag hanging down. Where are you thinking that it's on the ground? Is it right underneath or to the right of that tag?
That tag is the bottom of the column.
Okay, it's right here. Okay, I see. Yep. Okay, Hank.
Now it's lifted, but you look at the inflow cloud. Back
out just a second here. You folks at home, he's going to show you something here that's pretty amazing. It's an area of low pressure. Everything's flowing into it from all directions, north, south, east, west, right? Okay, here it is. This is going to be yeah, here we go. That's a cigar cloud. Looks like a big, long cigar coming out of the rain core, rain-cooled air, been pulled into it, and this whole thing, its tornado genesis is right here. He's thinking that it's either been on the ground here the last minute or so, or it's real close. Okay? Alan's off to the east, and a little bit different perspective. It's close for sure. It is rotating. Okay, Hank, stay with this. Alan, stay with it. We'll get back to you guys here in just a second. And let's go back to Storm Shield control room. And here it is, large storm. If you were to put this over Oklahoma City, it would cover up nearly the entire county. This would cover up nearly every mile of Oklahoma County. Wow. All right. So here we go. Hobart, you're in the line of fire. It's still lifting northeast. Now, it's wobbled, okay? It's an area of low pressure. All right, so you have an area of spin that's really tight, and it's moving in the atmosphere. And what it does is it tightens up sometimes. And so it does something like this, okay? It kind of tightens. It'll move left. It'll kind of tighten and turn back right, and it'll come back to the north. So that's what it's done a couple of times. So that's the problem, is trying to figure out exactly where that little wobble is going to be. You can't take a chance on it hitting your neighbor or you. Let's go back to Alan Brosey. Tornado almost on the ground again. Alan, is it on the ground? What do you think?
David, it's better than halfway. I'm gonna only speculate that there's probably tornadic winds on the ground. I don't see any dust. We're a little farther away, but we definitely have a funnel more than halfway to the ground. You can sit there in the shot, in the center of the shot.
Okay, Alan, great job. And the wall cloud just continues to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Remember, this whole thing is spinning. From here well up into the thunderstorm, this whole thing is spinning. All right, we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50,000 feet up. This thing is just spinning like a top. And see the little tags hanging down? Man, I'll tell you what, we really need to be looking for stuff on the ground right here. There's little tags hanging here. And it's probably going to try to put down a bigger tornado. I hope not. We hope not. We hope not. We pray not. But we really need to watch this, okay? We really need to watch it. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield and look at the size of the storm. Baseball-size hail, you folks in Granite, to Lake Altus, to Lone Wolf, baseball-size hail to your southwest, maybe softball. Maybe softball.
Yeah, hail core right over 283 and Highway 6.
Yep, 283 and Highway 6. It's right here. And it's trying to lift to the north, lift a little bit. And the hook is back here. Alan Brosey is right here. Hank's right here. We're looking right at this thing. And it looks like might have a little more of a bowl beginning to develop. Okay, so that shot, this middle picture here is that. Okay, see how it's wrapped around? See that? That's the hook. There's the wrap, and there's the developing tornado. We've already had that one tornado. Let's quickly take a look at the video from about, 20, 30 minutes ago. Control room, let's quickly pop that up, and that's what we had. In case you missed it live on News 9, you're going to get to see it again. There it is. There's a tornado at 204 near Duke, and that was borderline. So that was a strong tornado, EF2. EF2 in strength is my guesstimation. By looking at that, it was fairly laminar, fairly smooth, which it's not a good sign. And it was on the ground right here. Big bowl hanging down, big wide area of circulation. And underneath it, we had debris. We had debris, okay? That was at 204. So, yeah, about 30 minutes ago. Okay, let's go back to live. And, oh, boy, look at...
This did produce tennis balls in Mangum.
Mangum had tennis balls. And we said it was going to... We said, Mangum, prepare for a damaging hail event. I tell you what, let's go to Hank's shot. Let's go back to Hank's shot right now. I'm going to show you what's going on here. Hank, look at the clear slot. Look at the clear slot in the upper left-hand part of your shot there that's trying to wrap back into that. I think it's going to try to do something pretty crazy here. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, you're right. The clear slot wrapped back around the wall cloud there. The wall cloud got really big, and then the clear slot started to wrap around it. It's condensed the circulation. It's taken off and moving to the north more. It was moving more northeast. In the last 5 minutes or so, it's wobbled to the north, and it appears that it's moving more due north than it is northeast right now. I don't see a tornado on the ground, but I do a wide area of rotation. It's very, very low to the ground. You could call multiples of these funnels, but I don't see anything that's an imminent tornado at the moment. but the circulation there is very impressive, David. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Hank, great job with that. Stay with it. I think it's going to produce another tornado. It is an environment that can produce multiple tornadoes today. All right. The first one, this thing went up hard and fast, and that tornado was on the ground within a short period of time. It didn't take long at all. Let's go back to Alan Brosey, get an update from Alan on the area of spin now going on. And Alan, what do you think? A little disorganized right now?
David, the old mesocyclone looks like it's kind of stalled out. There's a new one between it and us right now, probably 3-4 miles, maybe 5 at the most, due west of us. We have a lot of upward motion and rotation, and it's getting pretty low to the ground, so we're definitely going to have to watch that. That's definitely going to head over to the Lone Wolf to Hobart area for sure, David.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great job. Stay with it, Alan. Stay out ahead of it. Stay east of it. And just play hopscotch all day, okay? So just stay out ahead of it here. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield, and I want to talk about what's going on in Arnett. Now, these are all, here we go. These are all severe thunderstorms running from Arnett down to the Antelope Hills. This is going to be Ellis. This is going to be Roger Mills County, okay? These are all beginning to rotate. They're small right now. They're small storms, but they're beginning to rotate in Ellis County. Marty Logan coming in from the northeast. He's headed to the southwest. Bobby Payne coming in from the east. Darren Stevens coming in from the east. Val Castor coming in from the northeast. And we're going to get Darren and Bobby and Marty on these storms across northwestern Oklahoma. And these storms all have the potential to produce tornadoes today. I want to say it. This is a day where we not only get tornadoes, but we could also get large and violent tornadoes, which can be on the ground for many, many miles, doing a lot of damage. All right, I'm not saying every tornado today is going to do that, but the conditions are favorable to get some big storms today, producing some big tornadoes. All right, we've already had that one. That was an EF2, and we'll see. We'll see what we get out of this. But Elk City, severe storm, yep, it's on top of you right now. You've been getting hammered with wind and rain and some hail, okay, but it's nothing, it's not tornadic. It's headed to Foss, it's headed to Hammond, and right now, this is not that scary. All right, it's a severe storm, damaging winds, 60 to 70 miles an hour, maybe stronger. But right now, this is not that scary. Now, again, it's a severe storm, and it's going to Hammond, it's going to Butler, it's going to Morewood, and it's also going to try to come into Strong City and Cheyenne. Okay, that's lifting north. Now, let's jump back in here. Antelope Hills, near Roll, another severe storm here, right here. That storm's severe, just east of Durham, and that's going to head to the northeast. Another severe storm here trying to go up. So, again, these are all going to produce nickel, dime, quarter, golf ball size hail, winds to 70 to 80 miles an hour. And there's a chance that one or two of these, I think, will turn into tornadic storms or begin to spin. They're already spinning. That thing's already got spin in it, okay? I can just tell by the shape of it. And we'll see what it does. So does that one. And these might merge into one. We get a bigger storm, and then that whole thing starts to spin even faster. Okay, so Gage, Shattuck, Fargo, Fort Supply, Woodward, Viside, Camargo, Leedy. You folks need to pay attention to keep an eye on what's going on in the northwest. Okay, let's go back into southwestern Oklahoma. And big storm, big supercell, large supercell. Hank, let's see, what's Hank doing? We have Hank en route to the next. Justin? Do we have Hank en route to the next one?
Yeah, he's heading east, then he'll head back south.
Gotcha. Okay, so Alan's right there, and Hank's gonna, now we have another big storm we need to worry about. So let's go to velocity. Yeah, it's starting to tighten back up. It's tightening back up now near Blair, okay? Jim Gardner's right here, by the way. Jim Gardner is just east. He's just east of the area of circulation, so we'll eventually check in with him. Okay, let's go back to Alan Brosey, and it's off to his west and northwest. And Alan, definitely rotating. What do you think? Boy, look at the wall cloud getting lower. It looks mean. Looks mean, Alan Brosey.
Yeah, it does, David. It's directly northwest of us now. We're repositioning just a couple of hundred yards to get an unobscured shot. But the new wall cloud is definitely rotating. It's got scud rising into it, so it's just a matter of time before it reorganizes and probably drops another tornado back to you.
Okay, all right, good job, Alan, and stay with it. Look at the wall cloud, folks. The right side of the wall cloud is right here, and it kind of becomes a little bit elevated right back in here. That's the left side, but this is the spin right here. Look at the front lip of that. Look at that front side of that, and this whole thing is moving from left to right, and then wrapping back around, okay? That's what's going on right here. Look at the feeder bands coming in from the north, from the east, from the west, and everything is screaming to that. That's where it is, all right? So you really, at this point, you don't have to go with the radar on this. You can just look at it, but we need radar. Let's go back to what's going on, and look at the hook back here. It's getting tighter. Okay, you folks in Mangum just had a horrible hailstorm. You had some tennis ball size hail, is that right? Yes. Cassie, Lacey? Yes. Tennis ball?
It was tennis ball, and now that hail core is moving right over granite.
Yeah, it's granite. You're getting hammered, and lone wolf. Okay, we'll do a storm track here coming up. Okay, so the tornado's developing right here. Alan Brosey is looking right at it, and so is Hank. Hank's off to the south here. A little different shot from Hank. And circulation now, it's right here just northwest of Allen. Look at this thing tightening up. See, the greens are getting brighter. Wind speeds are increasing. Brighter's not good, all right? It's tightening up. See the red getting brighter red. Winds are tightening up. Not good. Not good. Tornado warning continues. Okay, let's go to, I'll tell you what, let's go back to Allen's shot here. This is a different shot. There's Allen looking back to the northwest. Okay, looks about the same. Looks about the same with that. Let's do a storm track. Let's go to Pathfinder control room. And again, this thing started down here. This thing started on 62. We've already gone across 2 counties. We're now going to our 3rd county. This is what we call a supercell. Supercell rotating thunderstorms. And they're called super because they last up to many hours and or many counties, producing violent weather. All right, so right now we do not have a tornado on the ground. The tornado warning continues, and we think it's probably going to produce another tornado. We need to watch this storm down here. It's a little bit smaller, but still could produce a tornado. This is going to be well west of Altus and southeast of Hollis. All right? Now, I want to point this out. Looking at Oklahoma City, there is nothing headed our way that would get it here in the next couple of hours. What time is it? We're 2:36. Okay. We're looking at least 2 to 3 hours away before anything, at least 2 hours away before anything would be threatening even the West Metro. All right? But if you live in Clinton, Cordell, Hobart, large storm here, it's already produced 1 tornado. And look at the hook, and it's going to Hobart, and right now it's going to try to slip up towards Cordell. If it doesn't turn right, it can turn right. I think Cordell is for sure in the line of fire for the hail, if maybe not the tornado. Okay, so Granite, 246. Lake Altus, 246. We're just about there. Sentinel, 309. Rocky, 314. Burns Flat, 324. Cordell, 327. Bessie, 335. Corn, Colony, 343. Water Zoo Park in Clinton, 343. Clinton proper downtown, 346. And Weatherford at about 4 o'clock. All right, Weatherford, 4 o'clock. So that's an hour and a half away from Weatherford. Hour and a half in Weatherford. Large hail, tennis ball size hail, and the real possibility of a tornado. It's already produced 1 tornado, at least 1, that we had live on the air, and it was a fairly substantial tornado. All right, let's go back into southwestern Oklahoma, talk about this storm down here. And the hook. Let's
go to Storm Shield.
Yeah, Storm Shield control room. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, our guys are here. We're going to drop back down. There's Alan. There's Jim. And there's Hank. And let's jump back down here. Here it is. There's the hook on this one. And there you go. It's moving northeast. This is going to Duke. This one is going to Duke. Circulation right here. That's the area of spin. Let's put on shear rate if we can, kind of get a better look at it. Okay. See the wrap. Max rotation. Max rotation down Highway 5, crossing Highway 5. It's headed to Duke. It's headed to Duke. Duke, you missed out on the last tornado, and we hope you miss out on this one. We'll see if it produces, but the circulation is going to go on top of Duke.
David, look at the new circulation just north of Allen. That's not where the hook is with the Mangum storm. It's actually just north of Allen. That's the area you were talking about a little bit earlier. It's gotten stronger.
Yeah, and look at Allen's shot control room. It's right there in the middle screen. That's Alan Brosey's shot. And look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's go back to Alan and get an update on the rotation. Alan, your storm is tightening up. There you go. Zoom in. Oh, wow. Look at the movement, Alan Brosey. Look at the movement. Look at the turning. And look at the turning and the lifting. Pressures are lowering. Low pressure is getting lower and lower, working its way down from the base. And, Alan, what do you think? Visually looking at it right there. Give us an update.
Yeah, it's tightening up again. It's recycled. It's tightening. We've seen some small funnels come out of it. Nothing coming halfway down to the ground yet, but it is definitely rotating. And the motion, upward motion, and the rotation is strong enough that I can foresee another tornado coming out of this as opposed to anything else. Back to you, David.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Yeah, you're right. And that's that second area. The original hook is still going on. See this, folks? See how this is wrapping to the right? See how this is turning and lifting and then wrapping to the right? Watch this right here. See this in the background? See how that is disappearing? See how that's disappearing as this is coming in the foreground from left to right? Look at it. It's happening right before your eyes. That is getting tighter and tighter. It's going to happen. It's going to try to do it.
David, the tornado warning now includes Lone Wolf and Hobart. It extends all the way up to the north and east now, just south of Rocky.
Yeah, and here's the deal, folks. There are two areas of circulation right now. We have two areas of spin. Look at the left side of the wall cloud, nearly razor sharp. And see how that right there is lifting up? See how that little ripple right there? That tells me there's a high velocity speed going on with this updraft. And right here too, see how smooth that is and it's rippling? Anytime you see that, we're going to have problems. All right, this whole thing is turning. It's lifting up like this. At the same time, it's turning. All right, lifting up and turning. Never good. Never good. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield, control room. Big supercell, big hook, big hail. All right, tennis ball to grapefruit size hail now into Granite. Lone Wolf, maybe as far east as Hobart eventually. I think Hobart, yeah, you're going to get it. Tornado warning continues. If you were in the tornado area, if you were in Granite or Lone Wolf, you need to go to your safe spot. I'll say it again, lowest level, center part of the house. If you are a child at home and you're watching us right now, you have to go to your safe spot, okay? Take your phone, turn the TV up, go to that center part of the house, go to that storm shelter, go to the lowest level, go to that bathroom, center part of the house, go to that closet. Smaller the closet, the better. Center part of the house. Every house has one. Find it, get in there, okay? Get in there. And it's all because of this. Let's go back to Alan Brosie's shot. Circulation now, getting stronger, getting lower. There you go, Alan. What do you think? How strong is that rotation? Alan Brosie? Hey, guys.
Okay, David, I'm with you. We've got a centralized cone of rotation in the middle of this wall cloud right now, and it's really low to the ground. David, it's probably less than 700 or 800 feet to the ground right now, rotating harder. It looks tornado imminent right now, and I guarantee you this thing is going to be with us for a while. This is a very, very powerful storm. We've seen two satellite vortices and some other smaller vortices coming out of this at different times away from the wall cloud. So it's boy, this thing is cranking up, David. Back to you.
Yeah, it sure is. And again, Lacey just brought up a good point. Again, if you live in a mobile home, we say this all the time, but if you live in a mobile home, damaging winds will topple over a mobile home, okay? They'll topple it over. You can get winds wrapping around this area of circulation that are 80 miles per hour, 90 miles an hour, not with the tornado, but wrapping around the tornado. That'll flip over a mobile home. If you live in a mobile home and this is headed towards you, you need to get out. You need to get out. You need to go to a neighbor's house that has a storm shelter, or you got to get out. You cannot stay in a mobile home. A house that is built with the roof and walls and all that, you can stay there. And again, get in the center part of the house and you're going to be fine. But mobile homes, they're great to live in when the weather's nice, but when the weather goes wrong, you have to have that backup plan. Look at the right side of the wall cloud right here. Look at the left side. This thing is still spinning. Okay, and Alan Brosie's right there. All right, if it does anything, we'll jump back in. Let's go back to Storm Shield, and here we go. And circulation right there. Jim Gardner's right here. And hey, Justin, Alan needs to keep moving. He needs to keep moving here. I don't want him getting behind on this thing. Okay. And again, here's area of spin now. It's headed towards Lake Altus, Lone Wolf, and Hobart. Okay, Val Castor's now coming in from the east. Okay, I see Val's shot. Val's coming in from the east. And Val's in a good spot here. We'll check in with Val coming up. Okay, so area of circulation. Look at here, folks, just right before your eyes. Look at the update here. Okay, only on News 9. It's called max rotation. And wow, it's really, really ramped up. Really, really ramped up. Okay, Alan's talking to a few troopers, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah, it's about to cross the river right into Kiowa County, David.
Yeah. We're going to leave Greer County, and now we're going to go into Kiowa County, which is right here. So Lone Wolf, Altus, please take your tornado precautions right now. Be thinking about what you're going to do in the next few minutes as this comes in from the southwest. The hook continues to get, and yeah, see what's, okay, now we have a debris ball signature. We're getting a debris signature. Okay, and Alan said he might have had a couple little vortices. But, okay, so we're getting this. Boy, that's not good. I'm looking at his shot, though. There's nothing on the ground. There's nothing on the ground right now. Okay, and this storm back here is getting larger, guys. And Hank's now closing in on that. Hank's dropped south. Now he's closing in on this storm. Another gargantuous storm in northwest Texas.
That one's about to be tornado warned, the one south of the Red River, too.
Yeah, this is going to be tornado warned, and that's going to come back into western Oklahoma. All right? That's going to come into western Oklahoma. Let's go to Val Castor. Let's get Val in the Getner. And go to Val. Val, you're looking back to your west and southwest. That's a storm that has produced several tornadoes. One of those was fairly intense. Give us an update.
Okay, David, as we're approaching this thing from the east and the northeast, it has just absolutely a huge wall cloud. Also, the thing I'm noticing here is that the inflow is very strong from the east, so the storm is getting strong inflow. We're seeing what I'm looking at now is a large, at the moment, a little bit disorganized wall cloud.
Okay, we'll get back to it. Okay, yeah.
As you can see, as you can see from my shot, at the moment, it's a little bit of a disorganized wall cloud, but there's definitely rotation in it, David. Actually, the mountains are right in the way. You can see those mountains right there. If Amy zooms up just a little bit to the meat of the wall cloud right there, that's going to be the part that's rotating right there. It is west of us, kind of west-southwest of us. We got a pretty good road network out here, so we ought to be able to stay right with it. Back to you, David.
Yeah, no, you sure do. And there it is. And once it comes through the mountains in southwest Oklahoma, that's going to be south of Lone Wolf and Lake Altus. Lake Altus is right back in here, by the way. And if you're on the lake or you know somebody that's at the lake camping or something, they need to be out of there. They need to be out of there right now, okay? Again, this tornado, it's not on the ground right now, but it could be on the ground at any time. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield. Control room, and here we go. Alan Brosie's right there, area of circulation. Now crossing Lake Altus. Now crossing Lake Altus. It's headed to the northeast. Lone Wolf up to Hobart. Prepare for damaging hail or a tornado. Have your pick, and in some cases, some people might get both. Okay, strong area of circulation. Strong area of circulation right here. Headed to Lone Wolf. Look at the hail in here, folks. This is going to be a big, big swath of golf balls to tennis balls to baseball size hail running from granite. Granite is absolutely getting pummeled right now. Granite to Lone Wolf. Big hail in here. Big hail. Look at the hail swath. Look at where the hail has been. And this is all damaging hail. This is the kind of hail that will break out many, many windows and total many, many cars and many, many roofs. All right? So big, big hail going on with that. So Val's here. I see Val's shot. You see it too. I see Alan's shot. There's the area of spin. Big, big supercell. Let's do a storm track on this. Let's go back to Pathfinder control room. And here we go. Look at the size of that storm. Wow, this is really tightening up. This is really tightening up. It was a little bit ragged here. See how it pulled in these little showers? It has eaten the showers, and now it's turning into one area of circulation. One area of circulation. Okay. I think, yeah, we need to get Val west. He needs to move where he's from. Justin, tell Val he needs to move. He needs to get out of that spot and get a little farther north or back west. I know his roads are not the best, but he needs to move from there. Okay, and Alan is still moving north. Okay, here's your storm track. Hobart, 302. Sentinel, 307. Rocky, 313. Cordell, 326. Bessie, 333. Water Zoo Park in Clinton, 341. You're thinking, God, that's so far away. It's not. It's not that far away. It's moving at 40, 45 miles per hour. It's a long track supercell. These last for several hours. They last for several counties. All right? I've chased these things for 50, 60 miles. Right now, we've gone about 30. All right? It can go longer than that. These things can last forever. If the environment is set up, this thing can go for a long, long time. There's a lot of people that live in here. All right, so Hobart, you need to go to your safe spot right now. If you live in Hobart, to the west of Hobart, strong circulation now coming in. Coming in. Okay, southern storm wall cloud from Hank. We'll go to that here in just a second. Corn, 341. Clinton, 343. Clinton, 343. I'll say it again. Weatherford, you're in the line of fire right now. 4 o'clock. Southwest OSU, obviously 4 o'clock. That's in Weatherford. And Custer City at 3:58. All right, so big storm. God, that's a large storm. Big, big storm. Okay, let's jump into this storm right here. This is west of Altus. Let's zoom in here. Let's go back to Storm Shield. And let's talk about this storm right here. Circulation not near as intense, but it's getting stronger. Hank's right here coming in from the east. This is a supercell, not as big, okay? See the size of that versus that? This is nearly 3 times what that is, but it's not about the size of the storm, okay? That can produce a tornado. It's about the shear. So that doesn't mean anything to me, even though that's a bigger storm. Hail's going to be bigger than that. Let's go to Hank's shot, control room, and let's get an update from Hank. Hank, that's on that southern storm, another wall cloud. What do you think? Give us an update.
Yeah, David, it's about the same place the other one was. It's not quite as organized, though. As you can see, there's a wall cloud right behind the rain core. I don't see a very prevalent rotation. There's kind of a broad, slow rotation at the base, but the wall cloud is not wrapped up at the moment. It's still in the organizing phase, David. It's going to be just west of Duke. Back to you. Okay,
you're right, Hank. Same place as it was earlier, just west of Duke. Right now, this is west of Duke, but not by much, but it is. It's going to pass west of Duke. Duke's getting rain right now, but the hail core is going to be west of Duke. What?
I was just looking at Val and Alan's shots on that storm to the north. It's really tightened up and gotten lower.
Okay, let's go back to, we'll go to both of them here. Alan's shot's locked. Let's go to Val Castor. Let's take Val Castor's shot. And Val,
get better.
Okay,
yeah.
Val, go ahead. We have your shot up. That's not Val's shot. There's Val's. Go ahead, Val. And circulation getting stronger. Go.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Starting to wrap up again. The wall was...
Okay, hang on. We'll get back with Val. He's in kind of in a rural area. Cell coverage down here is not that good. And there's the picture of the wall cloud, though. All right. And see this cloud right here? See this cloud right? Okay, this is live. Let's leave his picture up. See this right here? Wow, look at that. Okay, look at this right here. This is pretty amazing. See the movement of this? See how fast that is? This is not sped up. That's real time. See that? Okay. I think this is going to produce another tornado here in the next few minutes. Okay, that's the right side of the bell. Here's the left side of the bell. Let's see what it's doing here. A lot of motion going on. Yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good. This is coming around the front. This is coming around the front. Here's the left side coming around. And let's tell Val to back out just a bit on this shot. Back out of this shot just a bit. Justin, tell Val to back out of this shot. Don't be quite so tight. It's going to produce another tornado. Boy, yeah, it's really ramping up. What are your velocities there, Lacey? 60?
65.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
And that 65-mile-an-hour winds at least going right over the lake.
Yeah, we have damaging winds crossing Lake Altus right now. And this thing is really, really tightening up. Okay, we lost the shot just for a second. Here it is. This area of spin. All right. It's really, really ramping up. Really, what radar are you on right now? What are you looking
at?
About
Frederick right now.
Okay. Okay, so here's area of spin. Just to make sure.
Lifting up towards Lone Wolf for sure.
Yeah, Lone Wolf, you got to go to your safe spot. Go to your safe spot, Lone Wolf. All right? You need to go there now. This tornado is going to be to your southwest. Possible tornado right now developing over Lake Altus. Damaging winds. That's the minimum you're going to get out of this. Damaging winds and large hail in Altus. Lake Altus, excuse me. Lake Altus. Alan Brosey is now coming up on the east side. And, okay, here's Val to the east. All right, so Lone Wolf, Hobart, you need to wake up. Wake up, Hobart. It's to your southwest, and look at the hook. Look at the hook wrapping around. Pretty intense hook right there. Okay? Pretty intense hook now. Wow, it's really ramping up. Do we have Alan Brosey?
Alan has a funnel.
Okay, let's go to Alan Brosey. Alan, you're on. Give us an update.
Okay, David, we're at road 1460 northbound to Lone Wolf right now. We have a funnel that was just over the middle of the road. The rotation itself is probably less than a mile and a half to 2 miles to our north, and we are definitely into the wall. We have rotation all the way around us now, David. We're going to head east. We got to get east. We got 60 miles.
Okay, he was saying he's going to have 60-mile-an-hour winds. Justin, make sure is he going east? Yes. Okay, east. Get him east. Okay. Look at the winds here. They're getting stronger. Let's go back to Storm Shield. This is the area of spin, 77.2 miles per hour. Okay, and that is towards the radar, and this is away. This is the area of spin right here. I'm going to put my finger. That's where the tornado is going to be. Alan, I'm looking at his shot. It's not there. There it is. Okay, there it is. There's the hook right here. Okay, so developing tornado now. Tornado warning continues. This is going to be for Kiowa County, southwestern Kiowa County, from Lake Altus up to Lone Wolf to Hobart. You're under the gun. You're under the gun. You need to go to your safe spot right now. And I'll say this again. If you're a child at home, you're listening to me, your parents are not there, and you live in or near Lake Altus, if you live near Hobart or Lone Wolf, and you're by yourself, and really this goes for adults too, you got to go to the safe spot. You need to go to your safe spot right now. Lowest level, get out of the mobile home. Get out of the mobile home. You cannot stay there. You cannot stay there. You need to find a neighbor who has a house that has a structure that you can get inside. Lowest level, center part of the house. The hail is tremendous up here. This is going to be, it's been confirmed, tennis ball to baseball size hail just north of Lone Wolf. This is a damaging hail storm coming into Sentinel. Sentinel, damaging hail for you. Rocky, damaging hail for you eventually, as this is going to move northeast. So there's the hook, and there it is, okay? So here's Alan's location, right? And let's go back to Alan's shot. Let's take his shot. It's right there. Alan, give us an update. A little bit grainy on your picture. I know you're in a bad state. There it is. Boy, Alan, it looks like it's really spinning. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, it's spinning and blowing hard. We've got 50 to 60 mile per hour winds feeding into this tornado, this tornadic storm right now. A lot of rising motion and a lot of heavy spin right there in the center of our shot. That's just above the pole there. You can see that's the wall cloud, and it is just turning and burning. We're going to go east and try to get north and stay in the game here, David. Back to you.
It's locked. Okay. All right, Alan, stay with this. And again, it's not on the ground. If it were, you'd be seeing it live at home. Okay. It's not on the ground, but it's spinning, and it's a very, very large storm. No doubt about it. It's producing tennis ball size hail to baseball size hail. Let's watch this for a second here. This is kind of pinwheeling out like that. Whenever I see that, I kind of start to panic a little bit here. Okay, it's not doing it. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, let's go back to radar here. Let's go back to Storm Shield and severe storm now northwest of Marty Logan. I'm looking at Marty's shot. This storm is severe up here, and this is going to go west. Fort Supply. That's going to go right over Fort Supply. Okay, so Fort Supply, if you live south of there, get ready. Let's zoom on into this on Storm Shield. I know you're switching here. Fargo, hail core, north of you, just went through Gage. If you live in Fort Supply, need to watch this. Marty Logan's right there, and we'll see what it does, okay? But this is another rotating thunderstorm. And let's go to Marty Logan in northwestern Oklahoma. Let's go to Marty. Is he in the Gettner? Okay, Marty Logan, your storm continues to spin faster. Give us an update. Marty Logan, tell us what's going on with your storm.
Yeah, this thing has just started getting a little bit of a lowering up at Gage, maybe just north of Gage. We're headed north right now. We're going to go up to Fargo. Got a back road I can take up towards Fort Supply and get right up there on a little bit closer. As you can see, we've got a pretty good base on this, still high base that we can see, but tucked in there, we've got a little bit of a lowering. So we're going to go up and take another look at it.
Okay, all right, Marty Logan, stay where you are, but I mean, obviously keep moving north, stay east of it. And this thing, Marty, your storm is moving north-northeast, so you're going to go back into Fargo, and then you can work your way back east. So you're in a good spot. It's headed to Fort Supply, and this storm is rotating. There's a rain-free base, a little bit of a rain-free base right here. We have several plates beginning to develop. This is also in an environment that is very conducive for tornadoes today. All right, that storm could end up producing a tornado. It's not right now. It's just severe winds, 60, 70 miles an hour, quarter golf ball size hail. Let's jump back south, and let's go back to Storm Shield control room. There we go. Thank you. There's Fargo, and area of spin is now over Gage. Rotation is about over Gage. Okay, so let's go ahead, jump down the line here. Smaller storm near Harmon, not doing too much. We're looking at it. Headed up towards Harmon. It is severe. Winds in there, 40 to 50, maybe 60. Darren Stevens coming into this cluster here. We'll see what this does if it gets its act together. Right now, though, we have kind of a cluster of storms in here. They're severe, 70 mile an hour, quarter size hail. Bobby Payne's right here. And let's jump back south. Let's get back into southwestern Oklahoma. And Lacey, what were you talking about? We had some reports of some wind damage.
Yeah, up near the Gage area, it looks like power poles had been knocked down as that storm moved through the area, the one that Marty Logan is on. So producing winds at least to 60 miles per hour, if not to 70 miles per hour. And that's the one Marty's on. He's going to continue to monitor. As David said, it is rotating, and we're also tracking the storms a little further to the south. Elk City, I know you just had the tornado a couple days ago. Now you're getting a severe storm over your head. David, I wanted you to take a look at this one, show you velocity in that area, because it is starting to rotate just a little bit. It's nothing too extreme. Let me switch radars on you here.
Yeah, let's take a look at it
and take a look at it.
Yeah.
There we go. So, well, now it's cutting out. But there is a little bit of rotation near Sayre.
Yeah, right here.
Each one of these, honestly, are rotating slightly at least.
I mean, the atmosphere, what she's saying is they all have some rotation, obviously some more than others, okay? So we really we have to watch all of these storms because this whole thing's going to work itself out for the afternoon. We're going to get storms kind of going away. Some will morph into one. And at the end of the day, you kind of see what's in front of you, right? So this whole thing's still working itself out, but this Sayre storm is beginning to spin. It is beginning to spin there. And who do we have coming in on that? Who do we have coming in on that? Here's Bobby. Here's Darren. And, yeah, these guys will be here shortly, so we'll get Bobby Payne on that. Okay, let's go back to southwestern Oklahoma here. And big severe storm now west of Duke, where Hank is. Hank's looking at a lowering. And Val Casper's shot continues to be very impressive with the hook. Look at the hook on this, folks. This thing has produced a tornado. I'll show you some of that video coming up. Here's the hook, Lake Altus, and look at the, oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Wow, it's really, really ramped up. Okay, so it's the damaging winds now in Lone Wolf. You're getting damaging winds now in Lone Wolf with tennis ball size hail. Tennis ball size hail and damaging winds in Lone Wolf. We're blowing out north windows. We're blowing out north windows. It's a north wind ripping to the south, okay? Here's the circulation right here. Southeast of Lone Wolf, about 1 mile. That's where the circulation is. Let's go to Val Casper, take his shot. And Val, there you go. Strongest rotation has been since it produced the tornado about 2 o'clock today. All right, give us an update. What do you think?
Val?
Oh, okay, David. Right now, you see our position. We're about 4 to 5 miles east-southeast of Lone Wolf. And what's happening with the storm, David, the wall cloud and the rotation is forming further to the northeast, right up the line here. And it's going to be pretty much straight to our west, maybe a little west-northwest. And it's going to be just maybe a little bit east right now of Lone Wolf or a little southeast of Lone Wolf. But we have tremendous rising motion right in there, which, you know, that's one thing we look for. Really strong rising motion. And there's definitely rotation there. It's not rotating, you know, like max 100% yet, but there's strong upward motion right in that area. And that's going to be, we're estimating, maybe 3 miles east-southeast of Lone Wolf, David.
No.
Okay. All right, Val. Good job. Stay with it. There's the left side of the wall cloud beginning to wrap around the front. All right. There's the background. This is all lifting and turning. Strong circulation back into the storm now. It's never really gone away. It's now ramping back up. All right. This is going to try to produce a tornado. It's going to try to tornado. Let's go to Jim Gardner's shot. Do we have that? I see Jim's shot. Okay, let's go to Jim Gardner. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Jim,
David,
give us an update.
We just got up here. We're actually just east of Hobart, about 5 miles here, Hobart Airport. And you're looking at that wall cloud starting to tighten up right now. Now, on the other side, just about 6 miles north of Altus Air Force Base, we got a tornado. We got an elephant trunk come out of that storm. And we couldn't see if it went to the ground or not. It was behind a hill there, David, but this is the same storm that tracked up from that made that little tornado here. But this one is really starting to ramp up here, David, as you look at this picture from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. But a tremendous amount of lightning out here, and I guarantee in front of this, it is dropping some big hailstones, David. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Jim, that is an incredible shot, leaving Lake Altus in the background, moving east. Look how this front lip is wrapping around the front. And this whole thing is rotating and rotating. Folks, you can see it. You can see it right here. You can see the spin, the gradual spin in that. Okay, let's go back to the ground. Let's go to Alan Brosey's shot. And Val's right here. Alan's right here. Let's get an update from Alan. Control room, if we could lose Jim Gardner in my ear, that would be amazing. And, okay, let's go to Val Casper's shot. Alan is frozen. Let's go to Val Casper's shot. And Val, you're back on, Val. Give us an update on what this thing's doing. We just lost a shot.
All right. David, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's coming back. We just had to switch from roof cam.
Okay, go ahead.
The shot is there, David. The shot is there. It's we've got rotation rapidly forming to our west-southwest here. What you see in there is scud that's been rapidly forming underneath and rising right up. And this is going to be, just like I said earlier, this is probably about 3 miles or so east-southeast of Lone Wolf. And also, there's another area of rotation just to the north of that. But it looks like we're trying to get, I don't know, that almost at times, that looks like a funnel. We're washing the windshield right now because we just got into some mud on the windshield. But just bear with us here because we got a good shot of it here. But the wall cloud, David, is it's solidifying right now, and there's rotation increasing right there. Every now and then we have scud tags form underneath it, rapidly rising up.
Yeah, no, Val, you're right there. It's going to go right over you, so be careful. All right, let's see what it does. And look at this thing. Look at this thing turning from left to right. That's going to try to go to the ground. Let's go to Jim Gardner. Let's check in with Jim. He is right there. He is just above Val. Val can look out his back window, see Jim right above him. Jim Gardner, what do you think? Still getting stronger. Give us an update, but have your shot.
Well, that's right, David. Moments ago, we had a high base funnel there. We had a high base funnel that was off to the left side of the main, where the dome is right there. It moved in. For a minute there, we thought we may have had something going to the ground, but it kind of just went back up. But it is definitely getting its act together, David, here. As you're looking at this shot here from Bob Mills, Scotty's 9. So we'll just keep tracking it. We'll let you know at any moment now, because you can see the rotation is that, David, this whole thing is turning. So it's just a matter of time, I believe. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Scotty's 9. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, no, and Jim, unfortunately, you're probably going to be right. And all right, Willow's in the background right here. He turned on Street Scope, and obviously a product only on News 9. We can lay down every street, every community. We can zoom in on your house, and I know your phone number. Okay, this thing's amazing. All right, I can tell you who's home or not. And he's putting all the streets in here. These are all these farm roads in southwestern Oklahoma. Area of circulation, there it is. It's big time. It's right here. It's right here. Okay, let's go back to velocity data. I tell you what, let's go to Storm Shield. Let's go to Storm Shield. And here's the hook. Right here, hook's getting a little messy. Hook's getting a little messy right now, trying to get some rain back in. And there's the area of spin right there. We're still out of Frederick, so this is going to be 2 areas. Yeah, right here. There it is.
There's Lone Wolf.
Okay, control room, if you could take Jim out of my ear, that would be awesome. Okay, so Lone Wolf's right there. And this is just to the east of Lone Wolf. Okay, and coming in on Hobart. Coming in on Hobart. Okay, let's go back to southwestern Oklahoma, this next storm down the line. And look at the hook here. Look out, really wrapped up. Okay, now this storm down here is not looking as impressive as it was earlier, which is great news. The hook has become more east-west. Still need to watch it. Not saying it's not going to do anything, but it's showing some signs that it's severe, not tornadic. Coming into Mangum, you folks in Mangum, you're going to get another severe storm. The hail in Mangum will not be as big as what you had with this first storm, but it's still pretty big. And then back down towards South of Hollis, another storm there, almost severe. Okay? Okay, let's come back to Oklahoma. Let's come back to the metro, at least show parts of Oklahoma City here. And notice that we have nothing going on in the metro. We are completely clear with nothing happening here in Oklahoma City. These are still hours away to the west of us. Okay, still hours away to the west of us. And again, this activity moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Many supercells out here, many rotating thunderstorms. All right, but the biggest storm by far is right here. It's coming out of Hobart, and we said Ouachita County, you're in the line of fire, and you are. And I want to point out down here, Vaughn's on this storm, and we'll get Vaughn's picture up. This is another tornadic supercell, and this is going to come into Oklahoma. Look at the hook on that. All right, that's going to either eastern Jackson County or Tillman County. You folks in Frederick, Vaughn's there, you need to be watching this, okay? You need to be watching this storm as it comes into southwestern Oklahoma. You need to be watching it. Okay, let's come back north here just a bit. And I see Jim Shot. I don't see anything crazy in Jim Shot right now. This thing is, it's still very strong, still a large storm. Moving northeast, okay, at 40 miles per hour. Clinton, you're going to get some hail. Weatherford, you're going to get some large hail. And, wow, look at the size of this storm. Other severe storms, I want to point out, coming into Morewood, Elk City, okay? And all of these moving off to the northeast. There we go. My IP went away. Now it came back. Okay. All right, thank you. So there it is. Now coming into Leedy. I'm going to adjust something here on my leg. Do not panic at home. Okay. Okay. Marty Logan shot. Wow, that's impressive up here. Fort Supply, you need to be thinking about a damaging hailstorm. You need to be thinking about damaging winds and the possibility that this could produce a tornado. Let's go back to Marty here real quick and get an update from Marty Logan. It's headed to Fort Supply. And Marty Logan, we're going to take your shot. Control room, Marty Logan. Marty, give us a quick update on your storm. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've got a working cloud here just north of Fargo, rolling, tumbling. No wall cloud that we can really define yet, but we're going to have to keep an eye on this thing. It's headed to my house, to our friends in Fort Supply, maybe skirt the north side of Woodward. So we are getting out ahead of it a little further. We'll turn and take another look at it. David, back to you.
Okay. All right. There you go, Marty. Stay with it. Okay. Let's go back to Storm Shield here. And there it is. There's Marty's storm headed to Fort Supply. This storm's going to miss Woodward, okay? This one is. You got a little storm here going up over Woodward, but right now nothing out of control with that. All right, Marty's on that. We have all these storms covered. Let's come back into western Oklahoma. Another severe storm southwest of Harmon. That's producing some rotation. Going to have some wind and hail with that coming into Harmon here shortly. Big storm over Camargo and Leedy. Darren's right there. Do we have Darren's shot up anywhere?
Yes, right here.
What are you seeing Darren's shot right now?
Yeah, right now Darren's shot,
Okay.
he's driving through the rain.
Yeah.
He's driving through the core, actually. That storm
Okay.
just north of Moorwood on
Okay.
Highway 34.
Okay, and then Bobby's going to come in. Okay, so Darren, Justin, just to be clear, Darren's going to the west of Leedy storm? Yeah. Okay, and then Bobby Payne's going to be on the Moorwood storm? Okay. All right, and tell Bobby he probably needs to think about going north here sooner than later. Okay, all right, but there's Darren's shot. He's on his way into the storm, all right? Let's get a quick update from him. Darren, go ahead. Give us an update.
Yes, David, I'm 6 miles south of Leedy on 34. Right now, everything is occluded by rain right now. But if one thing I can tell you, I'm starting to get pelted by some little bitty hail, maybe the small marble size. But I think there's a hail core coming up on me, so I'm going to try to peek in there and see what kind of hail size that we're dealing with. Back to you, David.
All right, great job there, Darren. And again, that is a storm that's getting stronger by the minute, okay? That storm continues to really, really ramp up out there. So once again, we have multiple storms going on, many, many storms. And the bottom line is they are all beginning to rotate. And we've had that one confirmed tornado. We were tracking it live on the air with that big supercell that was in southwest Oklahoma that is still there, all right? So Darren's in a good spot. He'll be all over this thing. I'll tell you what, let's go back to Storm Shield, control room. And look at the large supercell in southwestern Oklahoma. Val's down there. Here it is. It's now north of Hobart. This is the biggest storm in the state, at least for now. At least for now. It's northwest of Hobart. The hook is. All right, it's going to Cordell, and it's going to Clinton, and it's going to Weatherford. You folks in Clinton and Weatherford, we've been saying it for the last hour and a half to 2 hours that it's coming your way. Strong area of circulation now. And Val is working his way back to the north. It's kind of pulled away from him a little bit here. Okay, so Val needs to get back north. Let's get an update from Val Castor. By the way, Marty Logan shot. Keep an eye on Marty's shot. This thing is really ramping up. Let's go to Val. Val, that storm moving to the north. Give us an update on what you see. That circulation there is still pretty intense.
Okay, David, you're right. Go ahead and switch to the roof cam real quick. He's got us on here. David, the storm and the circulation now is going to be north of Hobart. And this thing, the old circulation kind of went away, and the new one formed a little bit further up to the northeast, and that's it right there. It's not nearly as organized looking, at least from the base, as it was a little bit earlier, we know, when it had a lot of rotation with it, but it's cycling. I mean, that's pretty much what it's doing right now, cycling. So we expect it to intensify again and rotate hard again. And as you well know, conditions are definitely favorable for tornadoes. Back to you, David.
Yeah, and we've already had that one tornado, at least a couple out of this. We were bringing to you live at 2 o'clock today, straight up. Let's go back to Pathfinder and then control room. Get that video ready. I'm going to show you what it looked like at 2 o'clock today. This is the one big mother storm right here that's lifting to the northeast. Cordell, it's coming right through your front door. All right? Cordell. All right, 334. That's when the damaging part, or at least the tornadic part, if it produces a tornado, would be arriving. But it's coming into Cordell right now. Cordell is right now, all right? And it's producing tennis balls to possibly baseball-sized hail. You're going to have other hail sizes mixed in, okay? You're going to have nickels and dimes and quarters and golf balls, but you're also going to have tennis ball and baseball-sized hail, all right, in Cordell. And from there, it's going to ride up to Clinton. It's going to go to Weatherford. All right, so large supercell, rotating supercell, big storm. Big storm. I see where Val is. He's coming in from the south. So that's your storm track. Cordell, 334. Corn, 349. The Water Zoo Park, south sides of I-40, 350. And Clinton downtown, 352. Lucky Star Casino in Clinton, 353. Crowder Lake State Park at 354. Weatherford, 404. and Southwest OSU and Weatherford at 4:05. Weatherford High School at 4:06. Weatherford 4 o'clock. All right, you got the drill here. You know what you're doing. Custer City at about 4:07. Big storm here. Big storm now that's beginning to get its act together over Elk City. Need to keep an eye on that. Getting its act together, getting stronger. Another storm getting stronger now north of Butler. Another storm west of Leedy. Another storm west of Leedy. And what does Darren Stevens' shot look like? Okay, nothing yet. I don't want his shot yet. I'm just wanting to see his shot. Okay, so here in Oklahoma City, I want to point out this storm is headed to Watonga. All right, it's headed to Watonga, and it's going to try to head towards Watonga into Blaine County. All right, in northwestern Caddo County. Northwestern Caddo County. You folks are going to be under the gun as this moves in. And the least you'll get is going to be large hail damaging winds. And I'm not talking about quarters. I'm talking tennis ball to baseball size hail. These are rotating, large, very large storms pushing north. Circulation now over Rocky.
Dropping the tornado warning for that storm, David.
Oh, they're going to drop the tornado warning, okay? Boy, I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that or not. I'm going to say I wouldn't do that. I tell you what, if I live in Cordell, I'm thinking about going to my safe spot. I'm thinking about going to my tornado spot, okay? Because this storm is very large and it could produce another tornado at any time. Okay, Jim Gardner's just east of this. Let's go back up to Jim. Let me show you how mean and ugly this storm is. Let's take Jim's shot. Let's go back to Jim Gardner. And Jim, you're on the front lip of that. And the circulation is still there. It has weakened some in the last, 10 to 15 minutes. But
I lost Marty again.
It is still a bad storm to deal with. Jim Gardner, if you can hear me, give us an update.
Well, David, let me roll on Blues and Marty here and there, but you're looking at a storm. We're shooting back to the west here. We are just now 16 miles directly south of Cordell Airport, shooting back to the west. And it's a very mean-looking storm, David. I can tell you right now, we haven't seen too much of a wall cloud or rotation, but I'm still pretty high here. We're going to start descending a little bit as we get closer in to where we can get a better signal. But again, right now, you're looking at kind of more like a squall line right there. But as we pan back to the left, you can see the lowering right in there, David. Right now, no indication of any funnels or anything, but it is definitely ramping up. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Scotty News 9. Back to you.
Okay, all right, great job there, Jim. Wow, look at the knuckles on the front of the lip of this storm, folks. This is miles long. This is a huge supercell. Runs from, again, we're talking about down in here in Kiowa County, but this is miles in length, all right, from left to right. And look at there. There's a windmill farm, one of them. We have many windmill farms. There's one of them there, but this is the mesocyclone right here. This is it. You're looking at the front lip of it from Jim's shot. He's about 4,000 feet up, or give or take. He's up there pretty high. And wow, look at that shot there. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield 9, Fort Supply, and look at the hook on this. That's coming into Oklahoma. This is another big concern of mine. This is going to be a huge storm with a huge hook coming southwest. Moving northeast from the southwest. Frederick, we said it earlier, you folks in Frederick, maybe Granville, Vaughn, Castor getting closer. Do we have Vaughn shot up? Okay, I see it. Yeah, okay, it's frozen right now, but Vaughn is moving, I assume, right? Okay. Okay, so again, this is going to be a tornadic supercell. This is going to come into southern and really southeastern Tillman County and southeastern Jackson County. Frederick over to Granville, please be paying attention to this, okay? As it comes in from the southwest. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour. And do we know if this has produced tornadoes in Texas? Do we know? No confirmation, but well, look at the hook. Wow. Okay, let's come back north to our big storm in Kiowa County. Kiowa County here, and moving into Ouachita County. Damaging hailstorm coming into Cordell. Rotation is right here where Allen is and where Val currently are located. Rocky, Sentinel, you're getting damaging hail right now. Coming into Cordell, Dill City, headed to Bessie. All right, headed to Bessie, headed to Corn. It's going to be a damaging hail event for you. If you don't get a tornado, if it does weaken where we're not producing a tornado, you're at least going to get damaging winds, 80+ miles per hour in large hail. And I'm talking the kind of hail that will blow out windows. All right, it simply will blow out a west or a northwest or a southwest window as this comes in. Look at the hail swath now running from Sentinel and Rocky back down to Lone Wolf and Granite. Big hail core in there. Okay, control room, let's take a look at the video from earlier today. We had this live, had the whole tornado live from beginning to end. That was down near Duke at 2:04. tornado on the ground for several minutes. It was wide. It was narrow. It looked like an elephant trunk. It widened out just a bit. And that was on the ground for several minutes down there. And we did have at least one report of some minor damage northwest of Duke. All right, so either possibly hitting a farmhouse or a couple of barns or something like that. But no reports of any injuries right now, or no reports of any fatalities. But that's when the tornado was really, really very wide. And inside here, the tornado was still on the ground, even though it was fairly weak at that point. And then it began to cone out again, coning out there again, going to the ground. It's on the ground already, but now the condensate is down to the ground. And there's that tornado at 2:15 today. 2:15, we had that live on the air right here at News 9. So that was going on today. And that storm is still alive and well. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield and take a look at Fort Supply. And you folks up in northwestern Oklahoma, I want to point out real quick here, see how these storms are kind of starting to separate? That's a little scary because what I said when the whole thing started, you're going to have multiple storms, and then what's going to happen is they're going to compete, they're going to fight, and at the end of the day, you're going to end up getting 2 or 3 or 4 big bad storms. We've already had one big bad one that produced the tornado, but we're going to end up with several others. And if these things can separate and stay by themselves, they'll produce tornadoes. The atmosphere is very conducive for tornadoes today. Notice where it is. It's in western Oklahoma. All right? Here in Oklahoma City, we're doing fine. These are still back to our southwest, and it will still be several hours before they get here. But Caddo County, you're under the gun now for this storm, and the circulation in this, it has weakened some. It has weakened some. All right, let's go back to Fort Supply and talk about it. We'll get Marty Logan back on the line here. And, okay, Marty, big hail core.
Marty's here.
Okay, big hail core. South sides of Fort Supply, Marty. Your lowering is still there. What do you think? Give us an update.
Hey, this thing's starting to look a little bit more waspy than we did before. I have rising motion. Just stay with me just here just a little bit. This is it's an embedded wall cloud in that rain core. And I heard a while ago a trooper comment about some hail that was south and west of Fort Supply, which would put it right here in this area. Right there is the storm that we're looking at. This is moving towards Fort Supply right now. There is a lowering in there, but I cannot tell you if it's rotating. We're going to stay with it, David.
But, Marty, here's the deal. There is some rotation with your storm. It's not extremely strong right now, but your storm is producing a lot of hail and big hail. I'm saying at least golf balls, if not tennis ball size hail. Okay? Tennis ball size hail.
Yeah, that's what the scanner was saying a while ago, is that we did have some large hail.
Okay.
Hey, we are starting just a little.
Okay.
We're going to keep an eye on it.
Okay. All right. Stay with it, Marty. Don't let it out of your sight. I know you won't. And let's go back to Storm Shield, show you the hail core. This is going to be tennis ball size hail. Southern sides of Fort Supply. There's Fort Supply. Big hail now from Fort Supply to the Bend just east of town. This is going to be quarters, golf balls, and tennis ball size hail. From there, it's going to cross 34, and it's going to try to go to Freedom. You folks in Freedom. And these storms are going to try to merge. The big storm is going to eat the small storm. That's how it works. That storm is going to eat that storm, and then we'll see what we get out of this. We might get a big storm in here. It's already big enough that might try to produce a tornado. And you folks in Freedom, down the road, okay? I know you're thinking, it's so far away. It's not that far away. Freedom, look to your southwest. Marty Logan's right there, and he's watching it. Okay, let's drop back south here, talk about these other severe storms. Tom and Rob are on a storm now, and it's not quite severe, but it's getting stronger. Let's see what we have here. Darren's storm. What does Darren have in his shot? Let me back out of the way here. Yeah, thank you for getting those pictures back up, control room. Still back in rain. Still back in rain. Man, look at the size of that storm down here in Ouachita County. A huge storm. I mean, it is a beast. Beast of a storm down here. Okay, let's go to Valcaster. Now, Val's right here. He's looking back to the west where the hook is, okay? That's the hook. That's what that looks like. That's Val's shot. Check that out. Valcaster, the storm, now, it's still a very, very large storm producing tennis ball size hail, but the area of circulation, it's still there, but it's weakened a little bit. It's weakened some, not as tight as what it was, but it's still tight enough. What do you think? Give us an update.
You talking to Val?
Yeah, Val, go ahead. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, you can see our shot right there. What that is the gust front wraps in right there. That's the center of rotation on our shot where you see that biggest lowering, and that's up to our northwest. It's wrapped up. I think it looks like to me it's trying to get better organized now or more organized as far as its rotation goes. But it does got somewhat of a gust front that comes south of it, but that gust front wraps up into the circulation right where our shot is there on where you saw that lowest lowering. Amy's panning the camera now back to the west, and you can see what we're talking about there. But we had west winds a little bit earlier, northwest winds, the gust front, but just as soon as we got east a little ways, we're getting screaming inflow back again, probably 35 to 40 mile per hour inflow. So it's still being fed pretty good. This is still a wrapped up storm. Back to you, David.
Yeah, and Val, I'll tell you this right now. Your hook is beginning to tighten up a little bit, okay? It's beginning to.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's tightening up. And like you said, you've got an east wind. He's driving away from it, looking back into it. The rain and hail are on the right, and the updraft is right back in here, okay? It's north of Highway 9, and it's right back in there. It's just going to be to the south of Rocky and north of Hobart. And Jim Gardner's right there as well, looking at his shot. And, boy, Marty Logan's shot, that thing is really tightening up. We need to keep a close eye on Marty's storm. Let's go to Tom and Rob and get them in on it. Let's come back north here and look at Tom's shot. And to Tom, you're on that one storm, again, out into western Oklahoma right now. I'm looking at your GPS. You're pretty close to Mutual. Tom, that storm to your west, it's still strong and it's getting stronger. What do you think? Give me an update.
Yeah, we're just to the northeast of Mutual, and we just got out of a pretty good hailstorm. Right now, the storm looks like it's organizing. It's getting a little bit better looking. Nothing too imminent right now, but we are going to follow it. Back to you, David.
Okay. All right, Tom. Good job. Stay with that. And again, I think we're going to eventually work this out. By the way, we still think Oklahoma City, we're going to see storms today. All right. But it's not going to be for the next several hours. Looks like right now this will try to stay west of the metro. And then after 7, 8 o'clock, roughly between 6 and 8, thunderstorms will try to come into Oklahoma City from the west and southwest. And they're still going to be capable of large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. So the Oklahoma City area, yes, we will have storms. Yes, we will have those storms today and again tomorrow. But, wow, look at the Mangum. Look at the Mangum storm. Hank, let's go to Hank. Is Hank going north?
Yes.
Okay, wow, look at the hook on that. Oh, that's really impressive. That's really ramped up. Hank, your hook is really starting to ramp up down there. Give us an update on that storm.
Yeah, David, we're actually moving east so we can position, but northwest of Martha. The storm has really just been kind of quiet down here, sitting in the back end, but it's actually started to increase quite a bit. We've got a little bit of a wall cloud with it, a bit of a lowered area that Patty is moving to Dome Camp to right now. So I'm moving east, and you're looking back to the northwest. You can see a bit of a lowering there. It's reaching back down into the rainforest, pulling that rain-cooled air, giving us that wall cloud, David. We're getting ready to get up with it.
Okay, yeah, Hank, it's a big storm. Rotation is right over Mangum. This storm is severe. I know there's no warning for it officially, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and issue our own severe thunderstorm warning for that because that's a big storm. And it's going to have at least not tennis balls, but at least quarters, if not golf ball size hail in it. That's his shot from his roof cam. That's why it's bumping out a little bit. He's headed off to the north. He's getting closer to it. Okay, let's go back to, there it is. And let's go back into southwestern Oklahoma here. Switch radars on that. And then, okay, I'll tell you what, stay with that. Do a storm track. Granite, 336, Retrop, 352, Sentinel, 359. Some of these same places are getting hail once and twice and 3 times today. We're talking about large hail, talking about golf ball, tennis ball size hail. Clinton, Sherman Airport, 413. Burns Flat, 414. Burns Flat downtown, 414. And Cordell, 417. All right, that's on this storm back in here. That's that storm. We got a hook right here. Hook's right over Mangum. Right over Mangum. Okay, and boy, big storm coming into Clinton and Weatherford. Can't say it enough. Big storm here. Still some rotation with that. It's going to Cordell. It's going to Weatherford. And this is a supercell, and it could produce another tornado. All right, let's do another storm track. And I'll tell you what, Cassie, let's do a storm track from the front, from Cordell, north and east, where the hail really starts. Kind of do an arc in here. Have that going northeast. It'll take in Clinton. It'll take in Weatherford. And, again, you folks are going to get a big storm. Yeah, take it all. There you go. Good job. We're talking about Bessie, 333, Corn. Now, you're already getting some rain there, but what we've done is we've done a storm track on the the beginning of the largest hail, okay? So Bessie, 333, Corn, 339, Weatherford, just before 4 o'clock.
How are out in Cordell where that
Okay, power out. Power is out now in Cordell. Weatherford, 355. Hydro, 402. Greenfield, 424.
The tornado warning has been reissued now for the storm down to the south that Val and Allen are on.
Yes.
And Jim Gardner.
Yeah.
Same storm you're tracking right now.
Yeah, we knew that was a bad idea to even think about dropping that. This thing has a deep, deep mesocyclone in it. All right, it could tighten up within a matter of minutes and produce another tornado. So the tornado warning continues. This is going to be for central, southern, eastern Ouachita County and coming into Custer County. All right, so same old song and dance, right? Lowest level, center part of the house. Okay, the tornado is going to be right back in here. We'll zoom in on it. But this is where the tornado is going to be. Boy, Hank's shot looks impressive. Storm shield. And go to storm shield. Look at the, oh wow, look at the area of spin now. And let's go to storm shield. Let's switch radars here. What are you looking out of on this? What's your radar?
I was looking out of Vance. I'll change it to Frederick. I was looking at the storm up near Leedy too that Darren is on.
Is it ramping up a little bit?
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit of a hook on it.
Okay.
But I'll switch radars for this one.
All right. Who is?
Hank.
All right, let's go back to Hank. Let's take Hank's shot. He's on that other severe storm at Mangum. And there it is. Hank, what do you think? I told you. There you go. That storm's getting stronger. Severe storm with a hook now just north of Mangum. There you go.
Yeah, David, we just had a small funnel right here. Patty's got the camera on it. The rotation is here. And we just had these little small funnels. Looks like there's been a couple of them. And you can see those two appendages are just kind of rotating around each other, and they keep producing this little small funnel. So it's going to be just south of Mangum, maybe southwest a little bit. We're headed northbound right now, and you're looking just to the northwest, David.
Okay, all right, there you go. And I tell you what, folks, this is a step away from producing a tornado. There's no severe thunderstorm warning on this. We've issued our own. We've issued our own severe thunderstorm warning, and we're about ready to drop our own tornado warning on this. Okay? Because why? Well, Hank's right there, and this thing is rotating. We'll see what it does, all right? Hank's looking right at it, and video doesn't lie. All right? So we'll see what it does. Rotation now getting stronger just north of Mangum. Just north of Mangum, but not by much. We'll see what it does. All right, we need to keep a close eye on that. Okay, let's go back to Storm Shield and check out the storms up north. And, okay, here's Hank. There's that one storm. This is severe coming into Willow, Brinkman, Granite. You're getting some nickel and dime, a quarter-size hail in that. The hail sizes with that storm are not that big, but they're big enough to do damage. Another storm back here near Vinson. Another supercell south of Sayre, lifting to the north. All right, we have Jim Gardner right there. And Val is on the east sides of the inflow notch. Guys, we know that Val shot's down. Okay. And there's Jim Gardner. Let's go back to Jim and take his shot looking off to the southwest. Jim, to your west-southwest, if we have Jim Gardner. Okay, we're working on it. Jim, can you hear me, Jim Gardner?
Yeah, David, we're coming in and out right here, but I can hear you.
All right, go ahead. Give us an update. That circulation is just to your west-southwest. What do you think?
Well, that's right, David. We really can't, we're up pretty high, but you're looking at it. It is a wicked, wicked thunderstorm. It is still rotating, David. You can see all the green in there is dropping a tremendous amount of hail. It's got a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. It's not a storm to be messed with. So again, David, it is just, if it's headed your way, you need to find your safe spot because this is one major storm. We'll keep you updated. Jim Gardner live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Jim, stay with us here. This thing is tightening back up. This is the same storm that we had the tornado live on the air at 2 o'clock today down near Duke, right? It was on the ground for about 5-6 minutes. Did some minor damage down there. It's a large, massive supercell rotating thunderstorm with a deep mesocyclone. Wow, look at the update on that. Look at the radar. Wow, look at Val's shot. Okay, let's go back on the ground with. I'll tell you what. Before we go to Val, let's go to Storm Shield, and look at the hook on this thing, folks. And look right here. See that? That's a problem. And here's a problem with it. It's going to be another tornado wrapped in rain. It's going to be wrapped in rain as it heads towards Corn and Colony. This is going to be tennis ball to baseball size hail in Cordell. This storm is getting stronger right now. All right, it went up, it came back down. Now we're going back up. Cordell, tennis ball size hail. It's going to Corn, going to Colony, and the rotation is getting stronger. Let's go to velocity data, and let's go to there we go. Let's query some of this in here. What side are you out of? Out of Frederick. Out of Frederick, okay. Strong rotation east of Rocky. Alan Brosie's right here, looking off to the north. Val's right here. Jim Gardner's right here. We had this big, big storm swarmed. We have it swarmed, okay? But this thing is going to try to wrap up in rain. It's trying to do it right now. It's still hanging out, but barely. It's got a velocity data, and we need to query some of this data. This is going to be some damaging winds. Let's go back to the blue, the light. Okay. Okay, they're switching, aren't? Yeah. Okay. All right. Query that real quick. What was that? 81. Wow. That's an 81-mile-an-hour wind going south up against about a 50-mile-an-hour wind coming in from the east. Okay? Val's right there, and it's going to be wrapped in rain. Okay, so let's turn reflectivity back on. Their shear rate, boom, that's good. That matches up. And there you go. There you go. Okay, let's go to Val Castor on the ground and get an update from Val. And Val, the circulation is it's back to tornado strength now. Circulation back to tornado strength, Val Castor. Give us an update. It's going to be wrapped in rain. Dangerous storm with possibly a tornado wrapped in rain, and it's headed to Corn and Colony. Give us an update.
Okay, David, look, our shot, that's our roof cam shot right now. That's looking back to our southwest. That rotation is back to our west, and you're right. It's wrapped up in the rain. That's dangerous. And it is wrapped up hard in the rain from our vantage point. Also, David, I can see a lot of green color in the sky, which obviously indicates hail. So really, really strong storm. And like you said, getting wrapped up again. So you people in Corn and Colony, man, this is a mean storm. Watch out for it. Back to you, David.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Val. If you don't get a tornado, we hope you don't. You're going to get damaging wind in a damaging hailstorm. And it's going to be, I'm talking big time, all right? Big time storm going on. This is the front lip of the mesocyclone down there. That was that front lip from Val shot. That's the wrap. That's what it looked like in Elk City yesterday to everybody out there that was chasing and everybody that was watching. It was just a big shroud wrapped in rain. Go ahead, Lacey.
Just telling you, Alan's actually underneath it. Has a good shot of it, too.
All right, let's go to Alan Ambrosi. And southern part of the storm still hanging out a bit. Alan, what do you think? Is it rotating?
North of Godebo, just a few miles, and this thing is really wrapping up over the last minute. It was just definitely had a lot of motion upward. We got small funnels coming out of it right now. Nothing on the ground yet, but it's pretty low to the ground, David. Back to you. We're going to keep an eye on it.
All right, yeah, please do, Alan. You're looking off to the north, and stay with it here. Stay with it here. We'll see what it does. Obviously, the wall cloud continues to get a little bit better organized, but as of right now, it's not on the ground. Okay, look at the wind velocities here. Let's go to Storm Shield. And, wow, you folks in Cordell, you're getting some major wind right now. Query that. It's going to be 70 to 80. Yeah, there you go. 70 to 80 winds right now in Cordell. Tennis ball size hail, baseball size hail in Cordell. Let's turn on reflectivity. Turn on reflectivity. And let me show you what it looks like. Oh, wow. And look how the hail is being brought in around the mesocyclone. Area of spin is here. The hail is being pulled in. And look, it looks like, it's a pretty amazing shot here. Okay, we have kind of the flanking line coming in from the southwest. We have a band of precip coming in from the northeast. This is a screaming eagle we're talking about, big screaming eagle. Boom, there's the beak, right? You can see where the wings are clearly, and look at the hail being pulled back into the mesocyclone, okay? Big area of rotation is right here, big area of rotation, and everything in the atmosphere from the ground up is being pulled in. So this hail is going up in the updraft, and it starts to wrap around. That's incredible. Baseball-sized hail. What'd you say? Yeah, and Val, let's go to Val Castor. Val, strong circulation now just to your southwest. Give us an update on your winds. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, David, we've got east winds pretty much due east, and it's picking up the further we go up here. It's strong, 40 to 45 inflow. And, I mean, this is feeding straight from the east to the west back into that circulation, which is now just a little west-southwest of us here. So, you know, by the strength of the inflow, I would say this thing is increasing, David.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Val. It looks like at this point, if it doesn't slow down, if it doesn't begin to spin down, it's going to continue to spin up. We're probably going to get another tornado, and it's going to try to be wrapped in rain. All right? That's the scariest kind. Big, big, huge storm. It would cover every square mile of Oklahoma County. All right? Hank's still looking at the area of circulation down there. Vaughn is closing in on that southern storm that's going to be coming into Oklahoma out of Texas. And there's Val's shot, and the tornado is going to be back in here. Now, this can come out. It can come out. That rain can go away, and we'll start to see it. That can happen. But look at the hook, folks. Look at the wrap coming around. Jim Gardner's right there. Wow, look at Jim's shot. Hey, see, folks? See Jim's shot? Or see Jim? That's his picture. Look at the right side of the wall, the right side of the lip. all the way back over here, the left side of the lip there. Look at that. Wow, that is impressive. Jim, that circulation tucked back into the west-southwest of you there. Give us an update. It's getting stronger. Jim Gardner? No, Jim Gardner. We lost him for just a second. Okay, Lacey, did you have something?
Yeah, I just keep keeping an eye on the storm that's just to the west of Tologa. David has a hook on it now. The hail course coming up. Darren's right there, but that's the storm that's strengthening the most intense that I've seen in the last 5 minutes. Okay, Darren's headed back. Yes, he's getting back in position.
David, tornado warning, Dewey County.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Dewey County. Let's go to Darren Stevens. Let's bring his shot up. Yeah. And this has been getting stronger and stronger. Darren Stevens, tornado warning for your storm. It's happening right now just to your east, and you're coming in on it. You can see the rain-free base. I see it to your northeast right there. I see the rain-free base. Give us an update, Darren Stevens. We just lost him. Okay, well, there's his shot. This is a rain-free base, okay? That's it. Let's go back to Storm Shield. Let's go to Storm Shield control room, and then we'll get Darren's. There we go. Look at the rotation now. Darren's right here. He'll be there in 2 minutes. Okay, so tornado warning now for Dewey County. Tologa, Putnam, 183. If you live anywhere in and around Tologa, back down to Putnam, you need to go to your safe spot right now. Lowest level, center part of the house. If you live in a mobile home, you got to get out. You cannot stay in a mobile home if this is coming in. All right, let's go to Valcaster. Valcaster, go. Tornado, let's see it. Let's go to Valcaster.
Southwest of us, look at our shot. It's hard to see because it's in the rain. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there in the rain. It's wrapped in the rain, straight southwest of us. We've noticed that the rotation has been really, really increasing right there. It's kind of a narrow cone. Can you pick that out yet?
Yes, we can see it. We can see it. It's right here. It's
very faint.
It's very faint, but yeah, no, I believe you.
Circulation is bigger than that. That's coming out on the south side of the circulation there. So that whole circulation is bigger. I mean, this could end up growing bigger. All right, you see it? It's moving. It's moving around. It's forming. It's halfway to the ground again. It's probably on the ground doing damage. It's more than halfway to the ground. It's in the rain. Very hard to see.
It's right here. Yep, it's right in front of your 9. It's right to the right of the sign and to the left of the tree.
Yep, that's where it is. And this is one of those that's wrapped up in the rain.
Yeah, it's wrapped in rain, folks. This is it. Okay, look, it's starting to come out of the rain now. See, we're getting the dry air coming in. Look at the motion. This is going to be a tornado on the ground.
At this time.
This is going to be on the tornado on the ground. This is it right here. You're thinking, really? That's it? Yes, that's it. It's wrapped in rain. That's it. And look at the motion, folks. Tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground now. It's going to be, well, Val, you're at 152 and Highway 54, and it's going to be
right.
There it is. Look at the tornado.
That's where we at.
Look at the tornado on the ground now, folks. You're seeing this live only on News 9. There's the tornado. Look at it coming out of the rain. Val, it looks like it's trying to be a multiple vortex tornado. Might be a multiple vortex.
Definitely. It's trying to, for sure.
Okay.
Trying to become multiple vortex. I mean, like I said, it's a large circulation.
Yeah, there it is. It's hanging out. Look at the left side of the wall cloud. It was wrapped in rain. It still is, but we can see it. Val's close enough. He's inside the Bears cage. Tornado continues on the ground.
I'm going to go that way.
I'll tell you what. Okay, let's lose his shot. Not lose it. Let's shove it west into a big box here. And here's where Val is. This is going to be southeast of Corn. Corn, you're getting hammered with wind and hail. Tornadoes on the ground. Right here, west-southwest of Val.
That's Cordell, David. I have it covered up.
I'm sorry. Cordell. Corn's right here. I'm sorry. My bad. It's going to be southeast of Cordell where you're getting trashed. And there's the tornado right here. It's been on the ground for a couple of minutes. Valcaster bringing it to you live. Here's where it is. Val, what direction are you looking? Let's go back to Valcaster.
South. We're looking south, and it's passing it across the road. I'm going to turn around so I can see it and follow it.
It's right here. Okay.
Turn to the west. I'm turning back around now.
So it's crossing Highway 54.
Crossing. Yes, crossing Highway 54. We just lost his shot. Tell him we just lost his shot. Let's bring it back up. Okay, tornado on the ground now. This is going to be
out of the air.
Debris falling out of the air. Debris falling out of the air now. East of Cordell, southwest of Corn, and southwest of Colony. Let's go to Jim Gardner here real quick. Let's go to Jim Gardner. And Jim Gardner, let's take his shot.
There, see anything
let's lose Val in my ear. Jim Gardner, go ahead. Tornado there. It's been on the ground. It's been on the ground the last couple of minutes. You're looking right back in there. It's to your southwest. Give us a quick update. Do we have Jim? No Jim, but here's his shot. This is the left side of the wall cloud, and the tornado is going to be right back in here. It's still back in the rain a little bit from the air. It's still back in the air just a little bit. I'll tell you what, let's maybe have him drop just about a half mile farther south. Yeah, if you can get Jim a little farther south, not by much, but just by a little bit here. Okay, let's go back to reflectivity or storm shield. And look at the hook on this, folks. It's swinging through. Let's go back to storm shield. Look at the hook. Val's right here. The tornado's right here. That's the hook. This is damaging hail. There's the tornado. It's almost on top of Val. It's almost on top of him and Amy. All right, it's going to Corn. It's going to Colony. Jim's right there. Wow, Jim shot's impressive. Okay, let's go to velocity data. Let's see what we have with velocity data. Right here, tornado. That's where Val is. Actually, it's right here, technically. Okay, let's go back into Dewey County. Let's go back into Dewey County. I want to talk about Dewey County here. Tornado warning for you. What does Vaughn have in his shot? What does Vaughn have? Excuse me, Darren. My bad. What does Darren have?
He's still in the rain. He's coming in on it from the south.
Okay, he's got to get east. And what's Tom? Let's go to Tom's shot. Tom's coming south. Okay, all right. Holler when Tom gets close. Holler when Tom gets close. And when Tom gets a shot, we need to go to Tom, or we need to go to Darren on this. Look at the tight circulation. There's the tornado. It's going to be just between Camargo and Webb. Webb, not a very big community. Camargo is. All right? Let's lapse this. Taloga, wake up. All right? You folks are in the line of fire. If you live in Taloga or north of Taloga, you need to go to your safe spot right now. Tornado right here. That's the tornado. Let's go to shear rate. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Here we go. All right, so 2 tornado warnings now in effect. Shear rate getting stronger. Let's go to Max Rot, just see what it does. Okay, there it is. Okay, strong rotation now, north of Webb, southeast of Camargo. There you go. That's it. That's it. And it's going to Taloga. Going to Taloga, and it's going to go to Ceiling. All right, there it is. Possible tornado with this. Tom and Rob are coming in from the north. Okay, let's jump into northern Oklahoma real quick. Sharon. Tangier, Fort Supply, these are all severe storms. Several of these are all rotating. At least 3 of these are right now, but nothing tornadic with these. They're getting stronger. Marty Logan's getting east with this, but Marty's tracking 2 of these storms up here, so we're going to have to keep an eye on both those storms. Okay, let's go back into southwestern Oklahoma here. And how's the storm in Texas doing?